How did a chicken become the most decorated member of your unit? It started when Private First Class Jake Miller found her wandering around our forward operating base in eastern Afghanistan, summer of 2018. Scrawny little red hen, probably escaped from a bombed-out village nearby. Most guys ignored her, but Jake made the mistake of sharing his MRE crackers. Big mistake. From that moment on, she followed him everywhere. Formation, chow hall, even tried climbing into our vehicle during patrols. We started calling her Colonel because she acted like she outranked everyone. Colonel had skills, though. Could spot incoming mortars before our warning systems kicked in. She'd start squawking and running for cover 30 seconds before the alarms went off. Saved our lives more than once. 3 months into deployment, she started laying eggs. Fresh eggs in a combat zone were like gold. Even our company commander, Captain Torres, pretended not to notice our unauthorized livestock because we shared the eggs with the officers. The real bonding moment came during a firefight in October. Taliban had us pinned down for 6 hours. Colonel spent the entire battle huddled under Jake's body armor, shaking but refusing to leave his side. When the shooting stopped, we found shrapnel had torn through the sandbags right where she usually roosted. If she hadn't stayed with Jake, she'd be dead. That bird chose to trust us with her life. By month 8, Colonel was officially part of the unit. Someone made her a tiny helmet from Kevlar scraps. She wore it during patrols like regular army, even had her own dog tag hanging from her neck. Then came the incident that made her famous. We were on a routine patrol when our lead vehicle hit an IED. Radio operator got knocked unconscious, couldn't call for backup. We were stuck in the kill zone with wounded soldiers. That's when Colonel did something incredible. She jumped out of our vehicle and started running toward the base. Just took off across the desert, squawking like crazy. Back at the FOB, Staff Sergeant Wilson heard the commotion. Saw this chicken running full speed toward the gates wearing a tiny helmet and dog tags. Something clicked. He knew Colonel never left Jake's side unless something was seriously wrong. Wilson immediately dispatched a quick reaction force to our last known position. They found us 20 minutes later, right as we were about to get overrun. A medevac helicopter was already in the air. 3 wounded soldiers got proper medical treatment because a chicken ran for help. Not kidding. The after-action report actually mentioned Colonel's contribution to the successful rescue operation. Word spread fast. Pretty soon, other units were requesting to meet the famous rescue chicken. Military journalists showed up to do a story about morale on the front lines. Colonel became the unofficial mascot for the entire region. Visiting generals would specifically ask to see her during inspections. She'd strut around in her helmet like she owned the place. The real ceremony happened right before we deployed home. Our battalion commander, Lieutenant Colonel Davis, held a special formation, called Colonel Forward like she was a real soldier. Jake carried her up to the podium. The LTC had prepared an official certificate of appreciation for meritorious service, signed by the commanding general himself. The citation read, "For exceptional alertness in detecting enemy attacks, boosting unit morale through consistent egg production, and demonstrating extraordinary courage during combat operations by summoning life-saving reinforcements." They pinned a tiny American flag patch to her helmet. Every soldier in the battalion saluted. I'm not embarrassed to admit guys were tearing up. This bird had earned more respect than most humans. Getting her home was a nightmare of paperwork and veterinary inspections, but Jake made it happen. Cost him $800 in import fees, but he wasn't leaving his battle buddy behind. Colonel retired to Jake's family farm in Nebraska. She's 12 years old now, still patrolling the perimeter every morning. Old habits die hard. Last month, Jake sent me a photo. Colonel was standing guard next to a new henhouse wearing her faded helmet and dog tags. The caption underneath read, "Some heroes have feathers." That certificate still hangs in Jake's living room, right next to his own deployment awards. Visitors always ask about the chicken with military honors. Jake tells them Colonel earned every bit of recognition she got. 3 tours of duty, and I never saw courage like that bird showed. She's proof that heroism comes in all shapes and sizes.